The girl was returning from the far farms as the sun lowered itself behind the trees. In the village, evenings like this were gentle. Goats finding their way home,
Who is
smoke
calling my
rising from
name?
cooking
I don't
fires,
see
women
anyone.
calling children inside. She walked alone on the red earth path. A clay pot balanced on her head, humming softly to keep herself company. Everyone knew this path. It was old, older than the village itself. Elders said it once led somewhere important, though no one remembered where anymore. People still used it during the day, but few stayed on it when the shadows grew long. That evening, the air felt different, too quiet. No birds, no insects. Even her footsteps sounded louder than they should. She slowed her pace, suddenly aware of the trees leaning closer, their leaves barely moving. Then she heard it. Not a shout, not a cry, a calm voice, steady and deep, calling her name. She stopped. The pot trembled on her head as her heart began to race. The voice came again, closer now, speaking gently, as if it had always known her. She turned slightly, searching the path behind her. There was no one there, but the voice smiled in the silence. She stood there longer than she meant to, listening to the silence after the voice faded. The path looked the same, red soil, twisted roots, tall grass brushing her ankles, yet something had changed. The air felt heavy, as if it was waiting for her to decide. "Who is there?" she asked, her voice barely louder than a breath. A figure stepped out from between the trees. He looked like a man, tall, calm, dressed neatly, as if he had just returned from a long journey. His skin held no scars, no dust, no sign of travel. When he smiled, it was warm, almost comforting. "I have been walking this path longer than you can imagine," he said gently, "and today it led me to you." Fear told her to run, but something stronger, curiosity or perhaps fate, kept her still. He spoke kindly, asking about her home, her family, her worries. He knew things no stranger should know, the names of her parents, the songs her mother sang, the dreams she had never shared. As they walked together, the darkness lifted. The road felt safe again. When they reached the edge of the village, he stopped. "I cannot enter," he said softly, "but I will return, if you wish." She nodded before thinking, and from that night on, he came again, and again, always at dusk, always on the old path. The village noticed her smile before they noticed her silence. The visits did not stop. Soon the man began to bring gifts, beads that never broke, cloth that never faded, coins that felt cold even under the sun. He spoke of love, of union, of a bond stronger than village law or human blessing. One night, he said the words that changed everything. "I want you as my wife." There was no drum, no bride price, no elders consulted. Yet when she agreed, the wind howled and the trees bowed as if they were witnesses. After that night, she began to change. She avoided the market, she stopped greeting neighbors. Her shadow sometimes moved when she stood still. At night, villagers heard footsteps near her hut, but no one ever saw anyone arrive. Then the sickness came, not of the body, but of the soul. Her eyes lost their warmth. Her laughter vanished. She spoke less, slept more, and woke with red soil on her feet, soil from the forbidden path. An elder finally spoke. "You have joined yourself to one who does not belong to the living." They tried prayers, sacrifices, songs older than the village itself. It did not matter. One morning, her hut was empty, no struggle, no goodbye, only two sets of footprints leading toward the old road, and only one set returning. To this day, elders warn their daughters, do not answer a voice on a lonely path. Do not accept gifts with no owner, and never marry a love that cannot follow you into the daylight.
The village tried to forget her. Life moved on, children grew, farms expanded, new houses rose where old ones fell. But one thing never changed. No one walked the old road after sunset. Years later, boys returning from the river laughed at the warnings. Stories, they said, were meant to scare children. Halfway down the path, the wind stopped. One boy heard footsteps behind him. Another smelled fresh palm oil, warm, impossible at that hour. Then a voice spoke. Soft. Female. Familiar. My husband is waiting. They ran. At the village edge, one boy collapsed, shaking. When elders questioned him, he whispered, she was beautiful, but her feet never touched the ground. Beside her stood a man with no face. Since then, travelers claim to see a woman standing where the road bends, dressed like a bride who never finished her journey. She does not chase. She does not shout. She only waits. That is why mothers lock their doors early. Because some marriages do not end with death.